audio, and then we will hide in the meeting control. So now they can see all this and hear you.
So if I'm gonna play a video,
They'll be able to,
hear it just fine? Oh. Let's do it.
I'm not sure they're gonna hear it.
Where's the video? Where's the volume?
Is it? Yeah.
Home, but selling first means managing constant showings,
Yeah.
living through repairs, or selling your.
How do I get back now? Let's see. Okay. All right.
Okay.
We have Herbie. Scott's doing a show. Okay. All right, so if we want to change topics, we can.
Okay.
And you can ask me anything you want to ask.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I want to introduce a program that we have called Knock. This program is to someone who has a house. Okay? They don't want to make a contingency to sell. Okay? They want to be able to make an offer without a contingency to sell. They're gonna have to have enough equity in their home. Their current home, such that we can use Knock to do a bridge loan. Okay, so I'm gonna play this. And then we can talk about it. That's the first thing I'd like to kind of talk about today.
Buying a new home while selling your current one is really hard. Sellers hesitate to accept offers if you haven't sold your current home, but selling first means managing constant showings, living through repairs, or selling your home below its potential value. What if there was a solution to help you overcome these challenges? Introducing the first of its kind Knock Bridge Loan, a solution that allows you to access the money tied up in your current home to purchase your next one. The Knock Bridge Loan can be used toward your current home's mortgage, lowering your debt to income ratio, and alleviating the need to pay two mortgages at the same time. The funds can also be used toward a down payment on your new home or minor repair costs on your current one. Unlike a traditional bridge loan, Knock works with you to maximize your current home's value. Unlock the freedom to buy before you sell with unparalleled competitiveness, convenience, and certainty. Make offers without the contingency of having to sell your current home first, boosting your chance of securing a new home. Enjoy the convenience of moving on your schedule. Gain certainty with fair, upfront pricing and peace of mind that your home will sell. You'll have 6 months to sell your home interest-free. In the unlikely event it doesn't sell, rest assured you can leverage your not purchase offer with a guaranteed price provided upfront. The best part? We partner directly with the agent or lender of your choice. Break free from the constraints of the traditional buying and selling process and discover new possibilities with Knock so you can buy before you sell. It's simple. Apply for your Knock Bridge loan at knock.com and see how much money you can access.
Don't do that part.
What's the length of the loan? It's like 6 months.
What's that?
The length of the loan, this is 6 months.
You have 6 months to sell your current existing home, or not, will buy it. If you, now, obviously, there's catches to all of these types of things, right? So then, a couple of things to kind of step back. I am not certified now. And we have people that we connect with to work through this program. But here's the key, again, just to reiterate. So many people these days don't want to have a contingency to sell, right? So let's just back up and take it kind of from there. But they don't want to have a contingency to sell because they gotta be more competitive. If they have equity in their home, current home, obviously this would not, obviously, it doesn't apply to anybody who's a first home buyer because they don't have it. But if they have a home and they have to have equity in it, okay, if they have no equity, they just bought it a year ago, chances are they're not gonna qualify for it. Like anything, it's not cheap. But it has its advantages in terms of, being able to proceed with doing it that way. I don't see. Okay, so one of the things that are key to this program to know is it's 2.25% in fees. So it can be costly. The house has to be 150K or more. And the only reason is not will buy it if it's not. Okay? It's gotta be valued at 150,000 or more. And it has to be on the market less than 75 days. Heather had a house that we could have used this program on, but it couldn't because it had been on the market more than 75 days. Okay? So these are kind of the key attributes of the program. So once you have situations where you think, okay, we're having a little bit hard time to sell. We got, they really want this other house. The best thing to do is to contact me. Let's talk about it and run some numbers and see what they might be willing to do. You never know. Okay? But it is a good program. What's happening in today's market is mortgage loans have virtually gone away. Okay, you call bank after bank after bank for a bridge loan. 9 times out of 10, we don't do that anymore. And the reason why they don't do it anymore is because they really can't make money off of it. Because it's a short-term solution. This is a short-term solution too. Does not want to buy a house. Okay, so they have a vested interest in you getting the money, getting the next home, and getting this one under contract. I think they said they've only bought and since the inception of the program, they've only had to buy it 1 or 2 maybe. So this is not the type of situation they want to have happen. Okay, so that's why they're gonna have certain criteria, but I wanted to introduce the program because it is a good program. It can really help your seller as a buyer get into their next home. We can go more into detail about the program right now. I would just wanted to get that out there to you so that you're aware that it does exist. It is a solution that can be used anytime. Any questions about that? Because I'm gonna change topics drastically. I just wanted to get that out there. Scott, I'm saying you had a situation. I said, I say you've had situations where you can use this before, right? These doors are- That's the most. Feels great, yeah. So, I guess, that makes sense? Yeah. We can always sit down and talk about it in more detail or just start with a checklist or a loan application to figure it out, right? But it's a good program. Next topic I want to talk about is what you see here in the market center, the flyers. Really picking up steam, and that's called Agent Plus. Okay? Agent Plus allows you as a realtor to become an MLO, mortgage loan officer. So it's very similar to anybody with a dual career. How this program works is I'm gonna open up a presentation and walk you all through it. See if I can. Okay, well, I can't remember how to do this. Can you see that pretty good?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Also, if you,
click here, right?
Yeah, it can open in Google Docs, or if you want it to just open up, yeah, put it in 3 dots and then I write and then you sign. Or
Oof.
try the Google Docs version. And it's
Yeah.
not that hard.
It has in the past.
I think she was having problems with this funding, so.
See how it's just taking me to,
Yeah.
this looks crazy.
It's weird, it's not taking me to do. PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Well, I can see that.
okay.
That might be the better format, so, okay, so let's talk about Agent Plus, in the benefits, we have. Obviously, Keller, let me back up and say this, Keller Home Loans. Is part of Keller Williams. Right, Gary Keller is involved with Keller Home Loans, had ownership. It is a partnership with Keller Williams. So, here. In Lexington. At our Keller Williams Commonwealth office here. At Seven Hills, in Louisville, Southern Indiana, we all have lenders designated to those areas. Okay? They kind of are the primary contact, so what is the benefit? Well. When Keller Home Loans makes money. Keller Williams Commonwealth makes money. So there's obviously. If you're in profit sharing, if you're in any ownership, whatnot, there's a huge advantage to you. Utilizing Keller Home Loans. In addition, we have a program that's called Agent Plus. Where you can literally get your mortgage license. Okay. And make money. Off that loan. By doing very little. So. And I'll get into the details of what I mean by very little, but obviously. As part of the benefits of the program, when you're sitting down and you're doing a buyer's consult or anything like that. Or you're meeting with the seller to list their home, obviously, they're gonna go somewhere. If they're looking at buying another property, you've already established a relationship. With that seller to have the conversation about. Hey, I'm also a mortgage loan officer. Would you be interested in me sending you a link to the loan application? So you've already built the trust. You've already got a relationship. One more step. In that process, and you can make some significant money. While serving your client as almost like a one-stop shop. Once you establish that relationship and you've initiated that process for that loan application, you're pretty much done. That's all you have to do. Send the loan application, we take it over from there. At that point, you can know everything going on about that loan as little as, or as much as you wish to know. Whether it's about credit, debt to income ratio, whatever that case may be, you're entitled to that information. In terms of how the commission works. You earn 0.5% of the loan amount as commission. Okay. So if it's $200,000 loan, you just made $1,000. Right.
Just for sending that.
Just for sending that application. So basically what happens is you as Agent Plus, this is you. It funnels down to me, we take care of everything and you get paid. Okay. So how does the process work? How do you get licensed? Here's kind of where the emphasis is, because there is some upfront work on your part. Let me back up by saying this. You need to close at least 5 transactions. Okay. Once you close 5 transactions, you're eligible for this program. We don't want someone who closes 1 deal a year doing this, because obviously it costs money, and we want to make sure that you're kind of in it, for the long haul. So the process. There is a QR code on this presentation that you can scan to get you started. Obviously, there's a questionnaire. Obviously, Bowling are all into this program, so you can say, yes, they agree for you to enroll in the program. You are going to, that is that questionnaire, answer the questionnaire part. You would register for an NMLS number similar to your real estate number. Once you have that number, you're able to sign up for online courses. Now, here is what I would say is the bulk of the work. You have to take a 20-hour course. That 20-hour course has to be completed in 2 weeks from the point that you initiate it. Classes start on Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you were to enroll today's Wednesday, you could not start until Friday. Once you start, the clock starts ticking. At that point, you got 20 hours to complete the course over a 2-week period, over a 14-day period. At the end of that course, there's an exam. You pass the course, okay? Then you start to prepare for the national exam. Once you pass the national safe exam, you are licensed. Keller Williams Home Loans hires you as an employee, a W-2 employee. Okay? You can enroll in insurance, you can enroll in 401k, just like an employee, okay? There is also background checks and your fingerprints. While you're waiting for licensing, so the licensing part can take a couple of weeks to complete. It's in the national NMLS, it takes a little time to get that back, but once it comes back, you're ready to originate. And by originate, I mean send a loan application. Okay? The process overall, from start to finish, can take like 6 weeks. Because during 2 weeks of that, you're waiting on something to come back, right? All right, let's talk about what the cost is associated with the program. So, total out of pocket up front would be the course, which is $206. The safe exam, $110, background check and fingerprints, $100. Now, if you close 3 transactions in the 6 months following becoming licensed, you get that back. Not a bad deal. Again, it's front loaded. You put in all your work up front. You get your, and by that I mean take the class, pass the class, study for the exam.
That's three transactions that's through.
Yes. You complete 3 transactions through KWNs in 6 months. You get all that back. Now, we've started some things recently that are extremely helpful. There are cram sessions to help prep you for the safe exam. There are practice tests. I've got mine. I've got one from KW that we can use. And they're working on additional, so there's practice exams that are going to pretty much guarantee if you go through those, you're gonna pass the test. Okay. What else did I want to say? Oh. I don't want anybody to ever be blindsided and get into something and like, holy crap, I didn't realize this was gonna be this for us. Once you are licensed and once you are employed at Keller Williams Home Loans, you are required to do compliance once per year, just like you are for real estate. Okay, continuing education. You do have to do that. When you get onboarded, they're gonna want you to complete some continuing education as well. However, I'm really pushing back on that to give the realtor, kind of an open-ended, get this done when you can. Because it's just too much pressure to try to get that done while you're out selling real estate. Okay, so let me stop there and ask, are there any questions about the program? I know that's a lot. To throw at you, but
we've got,
It's like a state exam.
It's a national. So.
So I could refer somebody in St. Louis, Michigan.
Well, you're gonna be licensed, it's a national exam, but you're gonna be licensed in the state of Kentucky.
Just
Yeah.
like those rates.
Yeah, and if you have someone out of state, you can refer them to another loan officer, you pay the referral fee on that. Just like those things, yes. We have, I was gonna kind of give you a statistic, we have at least about 100 people participating in this program right now, not local, but national. We've got people that have sold this and that have processed over 30 transactions here to date, and I mean, like. We're talking, one guy is like $9 million, so we can do. So, if we have a lot of money, they're saying $9 million. He's a realtor and he's closing, I think 30 transactions. Something to that effect, and it could be him and his team, I'm not quite sure how it's set up, because I don't know, but.
How many do you have on this office?
We have Shonda Hildebrand, who is kind of our big. So far, we've not had much success in closing this one yet. We have Sherry Frazier from Donna Williams are both. Donna, Sullivan, sorry, are both, they both passed the course and are studying for the exam. We've got a couple more people that are going to I didn't want to go back because there's something I didn't, there is a cap of $4,000 per transaction. It's half a percent up to $4,000 per transaction. Huh? I don't know where he is. I don't know, I can't say anything like this. I think he's closed over 9 months.
Just in the commission.
Okay, it's closed.
Yeah. Not one, they expect. No, because there's a cap, right? So that, yeah, so $4,000 per transaction is your max. Again, if you were to sell that, let's say that you send that loan application out. And that seller who's becoming a buyer, buys the property. You know, and they buy.
Plus his.
Oh, yeah. So, what he have to buy, for you to cap out on that, he would have to buy, and he'd have to have an $800,000 loan, right? So, there's a cap, there's a minus, cap too, so. That's basically why, 0.5%. Up to $4,000 per transaction.
So that's kind of, if he can plus, he's probably getting over like 6 figures.
Oh, yeah,
Just from that.
Not quite sure where he could be in a very high. Because it doesn't tell me what state, he could be in California, he's gonna push through the line on the East Coast. So again, we are really pushing this program, I wanna keep it in front of you guys to know what your situation is, so that, you know. A lot of people these days are talking about passive income, this is a great way to have passive income. Again, it's front loaded, we gotta put in the work up front. Once you get through it, it's no saving, there's not much time after that. Don't have any questions? Right. I can shoot you, I have your email, but I can shoot you a copy of this presentation, and I think it's being stored, so.
It's just Kirby Armstrong at.
Okay.
quite sure.
Those 5 transactions.
Yep, and you're gonna get there quicker than you realize.
Yeah. That's the bill.
I don't know if I just closed that or not. Probably did.
Any questions, any other topics you wanna talk about while I'm available on here? One of the things that I'll do coming up is I'll go back to what's called the closing disclosure. Also called the settlement statement, also called the Alta. Okay, so. You've got one under contract. Probably close in 30 days.
Yeah, that's what is fine, we're confident about it, this is not.
So if, you know, you're gonna get what is called a seven state closing agreement, which is fine. We can go through that, if you have questions on that.
Do you have your copy?
Yes, I do have a copy of one, and I've highlighted all the rooms and explained it to you, so I'll try to get that to you, it's okay. And then any other topics, so just basically the mortgage process, how it works. You go through that at some point too. But right now, I guess we're just opening up, anything in particular that's bugging you, or you've been thinking about, or you wanna know.
So for you, you are, you're qualifying someone, what exactly, I don't get an idea, but you're looking at, is there a specific, yeah, processing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the things that we're gonna push people to do is. One of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna push people to do a loan application.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason, there's numerous reasons for that. I am not one of these people that just want to go run somebody's credit, and then if I like what I see, I will move forward with them. If I don't like what I see, they don't, I'll do it. What I do is, I will at least look at it and say, look, here's where we are, your debt to income ratio is too high, or your credit scores are too low. Let's talk about what we can do to get you in a position where you can buy. Okay, because there's a lot we can do. I can run some analysis that says, here's what we can do to boost your score. You know, we might have collections. Or you might have derogatory accounts, which means late payments.
My buyer had to pay off some kind. So you wait for that finish. It's not.
And a lot of times, what I would do, is think outside the box, I don't have to pay them off, they send me your transfers. Okay. And that would be much higher, so, you know, a lot of times, lenders can be black and white, they're not gonna think outside the box, they're not gonna try to provide options, and that's where things are different, yeah. Anyway. So we'll talk about those things and try to get that person in position where they can say. About. But ideally, I need to see that loan application to really put the numbers together.
So what's all in that?
Of course, there's name, address, social security number, date of birth, employment history is so key. I need to see at least 2 years of employment history. If you don't have 2 years of employment history, you can't go on. It's got
One place or?
it can be, it's 2 consecutive years of employment. If there are gaps in those 2 consecutive years, we need to understand what those gaps are, why they occurred, what to do to get past things. If there isn't. If someone's fresh out of college and they've only been working a job 1 year, we're gonna have to wait. I get asked a lot, well, can I get a cosign? We can get somebody, but we still can't use you, okay? They've got to have 2 years. If they work part-time, if they work part-time for at least 2 years, we can use them. Okay, but it would have to be, obviously, their income's gonna be so much less. Yeah. So there's so many factors, but employment history is on there, rental history is on there. We're looking to see 2 years of where have you lived. Doesn't have to be rental, it can be with a parent. We wanna see 2 years, it's almost like everything's 2 years. Or 2 months, so when we ask for pay stubs, we want 2 months. When we ask for bank statements, we want 2 months. When we ask for employment history, we want 2 years. And then, aside from that, there's demographic information. Have you filed bankruptcy? Ethnicity questions, all this stuff. That's what's on the loan application. What I like to have people do is when they fill out the loan application, they are not required to upload pay stubs, them to bank statements, they can just submit it without any of that. The issue with that is that at that point, we're qualifying you based on what you said. If you've inflated your income, and when and we're already going down the path, and almost 2 weeks later, I get your W-2s and your base, and your pay stub, it's a lot less than what you've said, and all of a sudden you may not qualify. So I always ask them, go ahead, give me your pay stubs, give me your W-2s, give me your bank statements upfront, pairing the loan process. So that instead of pre-qualifying you, I can pre-approve. Which means chances are this is 90% chances it's gonna go through. Whether if I pre-qualify you, 50/50, I can lump that. So that's kind of that loan application process. That's why so people are so hung up on, I don't want you to pull my credit, I don't want you to pull my credit. Well, guess what? I can do a soft credit for you. But if I do a soft credit pull, I need pre-approval. I have to have a hard pull to run that pre-approval through. System just will kick it out saying, I don't have a good credit report. I mean, granted, yes, it is a hard pull, and if you haven't sit there and did inquiries from 500, it's enough to hurt their schools. If you sit there and inquire about car loans, or credit cards, or mortgages repeatedly, yes, your score's gonna drop, because you have too many cards. Then you're scored about five points. You start doing all of that, you start to then your score about 5 points per, just checking. No, not just checking, I mean, inquiring about opening up a new credit card. Inquiring about car loans or the most dollars. Hey, you want to be a car dealership? You wanna buy a car, and well, we know it's your land for a while. What they're usually doing is they're trying to figure out who's gonna finance that car, and they're calling around. Every time they call around, they do a hard coup. I've had people have their credit pulled 16 times at a car dealership, a different car dealership, 5 points per. People don't realize that, they don't realize it, that's what they don't. So, yeah, your guy could have easily just transferred that car into his name for,
I wonder if they tried, I wasn't really.
yeah, for a period of time, and then transfer it back at,
No, I feel like it's gonna explain that.
they may not have known. So, but there's so many options, there's so many things to look at throughout this process that people don't think about. Many lenders are about the volume, they wanna run you through, get you done, go on to the next. They don't wanna sit there and think about or do analysis. Say, you know what, if you did this instead of this, say, but they don't wanna do all. Here's your numbers. You're not gonna be any smarter, so, So that's kind of the difference, I think, is crucial, is that I'll spend the time with people. I'll put days, nights, and weekends, most especially at banks, 9 to 5, and you're not gonna get them at 9 hours a week.
So you kind of put around the clock.
I work, when you're working, I work. And all the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fully accessible. I mean, last night, I guess 8:30 or so, I was supposed to be working. And, actually, they finished their loan application at 11 o'clock last night, I said, okay, I mean, this is my top priority. I try to shut down by 10, 11.
Still nothing. I've been bad on that.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna leave it big off the thing.
So you more of a night owl. I am too on this. Right. So after, buyer,
Yeah.
contract,
Yes.
you're the one that orders on the rate, right?
No, we do, but I don't personally, so,
But you're,
yeah,
group.
yeah, so what happens is I'm basically the originator, the single point of contact for your buyer. I'm gonna be the one that's communicating with them about 75–80%. Once I get all the documents I need, they're under contract, I'm gonna pass that off to my assistant, who's gonna check everything, see if we need anything else. She's gonna push the process on. The interesting thing is, if people on our lives, about 10 people, that's one. It's not one, two, or three, it's about 10 different people.
So I don't know, I had to push the lender, I already told him they're under contract. So I don't think we did it for her.
Well, I mean, it depends on the lender. But typically, no, you wouldn't do anything. If you give them the contract, they take the ball and run with it.
I told him we're in 14 days. Should go to.
Yeah, so what'll happen is, in our case, one side of my checks, the balances and everything. My assistant will look at it, she gets the processing orders the work. They order the appraisal, they do the verification of employment. They may or may not talk to the insurance company, it depends, it's necessary. Once the processor gets through their period of time, it goes to underwriting. Underwriting usually turns it around for us in about 48 hours or less. And it tells us, okay, well, we don't have the appraisal back, so this continues on. If the home appraising or whatever, or I need additional bank stuff, I need additional pay stubs, whatever. Depends on your duration. The cleaner it is up front, the faster it's gonna go. And then, of course, and we handle all of that except for the inspection, we handle everything else.
Okay, so. Like everyone was like, homeowners insurance.
We'll work with the buyer for the homeowners insurance to make sure that it's a policy. We have to have a clause on the policy to show Keller home loans or mutual loans, one it is, has to be on the policy, so one that you clause, we work it off the. They didn't
They pick where.
they, we will, so with the insurance, obviously they pick where they want to come on, yes. They can pick who they want to use for fire. Typically, they don't know, so I always try to find people that I know and trust. That's also on the list, that are also the cheapest. No, typically, we'll always do it. I'll ask you, do you want to use for fire? Right, you don't have to. I'll recommend a clear title or a true title or,
The lenders and mobile, so I'm just saying over.
what is it?
She can do it, that's the problem.
I love using people.
It wasn't my.
Yeah, that's another thing about education, that's it.
The buyer's neighbors, so when you think,
Yeah, so we would probably, in that case, we should find, he has an office right there, find out his intention right there.
it's not easy.
Yeah, yeah, so I mean, it's just things like that, it's just, yeah,
So.
Oh, yeah, I like
Just one.
Closing calls.
I'm thinking of last, I'm gonna have to run in just a minute.
I'll keep you upset, I want to show you something. That we did. Was one that put a call that we should protect against. And personally, if I could feel it, you know. So I pay this, you for something, but I really, if I was, you know, send you all time.
Yeah, that, but also will have both the seller side and the buyer side, what you really want is, you know, what you may want. Alta's not available until close, the day before closing. Closing disclosures are estimated like within a matter of a day, it may come through the process. Okay, go ahead.
Get a list, I've got tops, but you did the best show. Yes, yeah. It shows a loan estimate. Here's the estimate. Oh, please. That's what they need to tell us.
Right.
Anyway, in the deal, yes, the seller. The percentage. The proposal cost,
Right.
it's proposal cost would be 25.8. It was covered. I'm trying to get it into one word. So I'm glad I get this yesterday. Yeah, I'm expecting 25.80. Great, similar.
Yeah, it'll be,
Well, usually it's.
should be. So, her. See, zero,
It says no. So I asked the Loan. That the entire agent, the guy told us, well, you really can take it.
Yep.
I said, where's the 25?
Yep.
And he says, oh, that's over there with the summer. I said, okay, well, I can't fire that. I'm still looking. I said, I'm still looking for a 25 that you have.
I'm my own son, business though, I took it down and.
Anyway, it's over there. So he said, really those costs for probate or the top. They did have to, okay, or go coming out of, West Island. And so we just moved this amount over here.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Actually, I have it all.
Yeah, that's
No,
not.
no, they're short a little bit, right? So they added for. What's it, 475, so it's short a dollar. I mean, I had not seen that.
But typically, it's just one line item and it's just here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
It made it simple for you.
one in Manchester, they did it the same way.
Who's the title?
It's a law firm in Preston, Kentucky, Stephen Beatty. Yeah, the guy's excellent. Yeah.
Small town.
I called. I told the situation, now we're hanging gates.
Oh, my goodness.
So I go up the river to the county to get it done. And he's nice guy, I didn't know it, but I found out he works in the PVA office. So I talked to the PVA office.
Yeah.
Just love the folks, just calls it. It's crazy about it. But anyway, I just
Explain
want to.
that to your buyer.
Well, I did, that's what I did last night, so 7:30, and I thought it was going to 7:02.
Yeah.
This was happening.
Short.
Or-
Here, I'll give you.
They didn't do the cosmetic.
Well,
I'll give you a bug.
that's what I was ready, like, a flood certification, 75, I've never seen one.
They're usually $8.50.
Yeah, I mean,
$8.50.
Yeah.
I'm right there for I would have got it, you know, that. No,
Yep.
$6.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, but I will, I can send, it's Kirby Armstrong, no dot.
Oh, it's Kirby Armstrong.
I'll send you one of these with it all broken down, but it doesn't have that example in it.
That'd be great, thank you.
All right, thanks you all.
What are you paying for appraisal?
Well, I mean, it's what the appraiser charges, so it's not us to decide, but if it's out in the rural area, it can be much as 675. Probably not much lower than 525. Yeah, depends on where it is.
Praise Jesus.
Yeah, see you all.
See ya. That's what the lender will pay for all their fees, right? That's what the lender pays for the appraisal. Or does it the buyer end up paying that? So they pay that, okay.
Well, it's.
Oh.
Praise God. It's paid by.
Or even at a phone.
Here's what I'll say, like, $1,000. But they pay, it says student. That's what
You're good, I'm coming back in.
So that goes.
I got, CBS.
Here, I'll stop her Zoom though.
Stop.